Hilarious stepdad live tweets his son trying to sneak a girl out of the house. He glanced at the door and his eyes widened when he saw the pair of white tennis shoes. He couldn't believe the cheek of this boy sometimes. But instead of growing angry, he decided to take a seat on the couch and watch it all go down. He sat back and took a sip of coffee, chuckling. This should be good. Then he had a brilliant idea. He reached for his phone. One morning, a dad who goes by the name Tricky D on Twitter just happened to notice that something in his home wasn't quite right. He quickly realized that his stepson had a female guest who'd stayed the night. But how would he handle the situation? Luckily for us, he decided to document every juicy detail as it unfolded on his Twitter account. And his hilarious play-by-play document of events as they happened had the Twitterverse enthralled from the first tweet. Tricky D began his post with, "So my stepson has a girl upstairs in his room that stayed the night, and my wife doesn't know it yet. I'm curious on how he plans to smuggle her out now that the whole family's awake." He ended the tweet with, "And now we wait." And almost immediately he was bombarded with messages. People were clamoring for updates. And Tricky D was happy to oblige. When he saw the responses he was getting, he knew people were hooked. People asking for updates. "She's still here. The wife has gone into full Saturday house cleaning mode." He replied, "Still hasn't noticed the cute white shoes by the door. This could be his chance while she's distracted." And as people were showing so much interest in the story, he began to give a play-by-play of what he saw unfolding. Everyone waited by their phones to see what the young man's fate would be. Obviously, nobody, not even the boy's stepfather, knew how the awkward situation would play out. But now that the boy's mother was up and about and cleaning the house, tensions began to rise. Would Tricky D's stepson seize his opportunity to make a daring escape while she was distracted? At Tricky D's house, the plot was thickening. He posted a photo of the incriminating white sneakers by the door, a glaringly obvious cue. But would his wife notice them? Should Tricky D help his stepson out and move them? Or should he stay out of it and let him lie in the grave that he dug for himself? Of course, the amused stepdad decided that it would be best not to interfere. He then updated his rabid followers on the whereabouts of his wife. She was in the bathroom, scrubbing the bathtub. He wrote, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. My wife, amazing wife, cleaning so hardcore she doesn't even notice me standing behind her to take this pic. Music cranked up all the way. Now's the chance. Will he see the opportunity? Well, the young lovers were holed up in the bedroom, unaware that at any moment the game could be up, and indeed oblivious to the unfolding saga that was being followed by thousands of people on Twitter. They were about to miss their chance. The mother had finished cleaning the bathroom and had moved to the kitchen. Surely they'll be caught. The kids must have heard her as she walked down the stairs. They knew that the front door would be directly in her line of vision, which was their only way out. The situation was beginning to grow dire indeed. Surely she'll notice the white sneakers. Were they doomed? Amid the chaos that was about to ensue, Tricky D posted another tweet. It was a poll titled, "So who are you rooting for?" He comically asked his followers to vote on who they wanted to win, Young Love or Mama Bear. After 301,417 votes, the results were in. Young Love won by a landslide, with 63% of the vote. But would the kids manage to escape? It wasn't looking good. Tricky D's followers, who were able to watch the drama unfold in real time, were so gripped that they stopped whatever they were doing and dropped everything. Everyone was hoping desperately that Tricky D's stepson would manage to evade Mama Bear. But what would happen if they got caught? Tensions were running high for everyone involved. Then another update arrived. I hear definite moving around from his room right above me. It's 10:39 and this poor girl hasn't had a chance to pee this morning, the dad tweeted. Despite his obvious glee at the situation that was unfolding, he was beginning to feel a little sorry for the girl. But would that turn the tables in his stepson's favor? But how did his followers feel? They were obviously rooting for Young Love, and Mama Bear was far less in favor, with only 37% of followings rooting for her to catch the errant teenagers. Perhaps it was for this reason that Tricky D began to receive some disturbing comments about his wife. And the poll had clearly become a divisive issue. One user by the name of LizRDZ13 commented that she had voted for the losing side in Tricky D's online poll. She was rooting for Mama Bear, and her boyfriend, perhaps being more romantically inclined, had voted for young love. The controversial issue at hand clearly had opposing views, but users didn't have to wait too much longer to find out what would happen. An update was in. "I think they might be waiting it out," Tricky D wrote. "The wife usually lays down and reads after lunch, especially after cleaning her butt off all morning. Could he be waiting for that? Could she hold her pee for another hour or so? I have no idea what they're thinking up there. But would they make it? Could the poor girl hold her bladder for another hour? Only time would tell." Meanwhile, things were heating up on Tricky D's Twitter feed. Comments were flooding in as people were losing their minds waiting for what would happen next. One helpful follower humorously posted a video of a man jumping out of a second-story window with the caption, "If all else fails, this is our last resort option." After a while of silence from Tricky D's end, followers were beginning to fear the worst. He hadn't provided updates for some time. One concerned user wrote, "Do we need to do a well check? Did the wife kill everyone? Probably an overreaction, but Mama Bear would be forgiven for being angry about what was happening right behind her back. Would this story end badly?" Everyone released a sigh of relief when Tricky D posted another update, but unfortunately it indicated that things could go either way. He wrote, "LOL, still waiting. I'm just watching. LOL." This new tweet did nothing to alleviate anyone's fears, though. The anticipation was growing maddening. Who would be victorious, Mama Bear or Young Love? The next tweet that appeared on Tricky D's feed warned everyone that perhaps they were in for a letdown. "I'm afraid this thread isn't going to live up to the hype. You know, like a Ben Affleck Miramax movie. I'm waiting just like the rest of you." Tricky D was displaying a startling amount of patience, but users were beginning to crack. Then it happened. "OMG, OMG, oh my God. She came down to use the bathroom," Tricky D wrote, incredulous. He finally got to put the shoes to a face, too. It's one of his closest friends. He continues in caps to drive the surprise he was feeling home. "See, Mom might believe it's just a friendly sleepover," he continued, inspiring hope in his followers. But had the girl been able to slip past Mama Bear? But Tricky D didn't have the answers. He wrote, "I don't even know if the wife saw her come downstairs to use the bathroom. She said nothing, and it's not like I can ask. Yet." Then the sun made an appearance. Tricky D was ready to bring the saga to a conclusion. This kid is nonchalant. He casually strolls downstairs and grabbed the shoes and went back upstairs, side-eyeing me the whole way past. I shot him a little wink. They gonna hit that side door, bet. All's well that ends well. And hooray for Young Love.